Alright, so with the recent popularity of the Boruto anime and his new dojutsu, the Jogan, that kind of made me wonder if combining the Sharingan and the Byakugan would even be possible. Now, Boruto has actually given us a lot of insight on the genetics behind this and like whether it's possible or not. Now, before you say it's not possible, I've already seen some arguments on why this probably wouldn't be possible, and they weren't very good, if I'm just gonna put it lightly. One of them, for example, mentioned one of the counter arguments for why this would not be possible to mix the two dojutsus was that if, say, I'll use Sasuke and Hinata for example, if they were to have a kid, then the child would probably have a Byakugan because the Sharingan came from the Byakugan, because they both came from Indra. First of all, this is not true. Actually, the Sharingan came from Indra, which came from Hagoromo, whereas the Byakugan came from Hamura, which we see in Naruto the Last. So two different branches, but we've never seen a full Sharingan user interbreed with a full Byakugan user that I'm aware, and I think that could lead to some really interesting combinations. Now, first of all, let me explain to you why this is most likely possible. If any of you guys have taken any high school or college bio, you probably are familiar with Punnett squares and dominant and recessive genes. And in the anime, we don't see a lot of the Hyuga clan or the Uchiha clan kind of breeding outside of their clans. We just see a lot of interbreeding, and also something kind of interesting is that everybody in the Hyuga clan has the potential to awaken the Byakugan, and everybody in the Uchiha clan has the capability of awakening the Sharingan. So obviously we could say that they're full dominant or full recessive, but we have the answer to what they are through Naruto and Sasuke, right? Naruto marries Hinata. Obviously she gives birth to Himawari and Boruto, and we know that the Byakugan is a dominant gene because, first of all, we know that they're both heterozygous. They both have one dominant and one recessive for either carrying the Kekkei or not. And in this scenario in nature, always the one with the dominant gene is the one that shows, right? And we can see that they can both awaken the Byakugan, right? Himawari awakens the Byakugan. For those of you saying that Boruto can't awaken the Byakugan, he can awaken the Jogan, which is, derived from the Byakugan. I actually talked about that in another video about the Jogan Explained, but that's besides the point. They both have the capability of awakening the Byakugan versus not having any dojutsu whatsoever, which comes from Naruto's side, obviously. We know that the Byakugan is a dominant trait. And if we look at Sasuke and Sakura, same scenario. Sarada is heterozygous, and she expresses the Sharingan, thus the Sharingan is a dominant trait, and you get two dominant traits. It's kind of consistent. The Sharingan and the Byakugan, the two dojutsus, are dominant traits, right? Now, if you combine those two together with two purebred dojutsu users like someone from the Uchiha clan or someone from the Hyuga clan, you're gonna see something kind of interesting. You're either gonna see co-dominance or incomplete dominance in this scenario, and basically what that means, it's like getting a pink rose, for example, when the parents are a red rose and a white rose. That's kind of like incomplete dominance, and co-dominance is like, for example, if you have like a black cow and a white cow and you mix them and you have like a spotted, black and white cow. That's kind of an example of co-dominance. So it's safe to say that they would have either one or the other. And obviously for illustration purposes, I would assume that it would probably be depicted as, like a white Sharingan, which would honestly be very cool. So now that we've kind of proved that it's definitely possible to happen, why haven't we seen it yet? You know what I mean? I think I have an answer to that. It's kind of foreshadowing something that could happen in the far future for our protagonist of Boruto. But first of all, before I get into how this could happen, the far future, I kind of want to talk about what abilities this ByakuSharingan would have, right? Obviously, they would have the abilities of the Byakugan, such as, being able to see chakra points or see very far away, have the almost 360 field of vision. On top of the Sharingan's abilities, obviously, it also has enhanced vision. You're able to copy people's abilities and movements, almost like enhanced senses that we can kind of see as Sarada evolves her Sharingan and as Sasuke evolved his Sharingan in the original Naruto. Even if it might even be possible to awaken a manga ByakuSharingan, an evolved version of the Sharingan with the mixed with the Byakugan. They probably have the abilities of Susanoo, maybe an enhanced genjutsu such as Tsukuyomi or Kodowa Matsukami, Izanagi, Izanami, all that good stuff. So we can see that this would almost create a new dojutsu in a way, which would be honestly insane. Now, obviously, for simplicity's sake, if this were to happen, what they could do is they could just give the offspring one Sharingan and one Byakugan. I don't think that would be as fun, though. I feel like everybody would want to see a hybrid of the Sharingan and the Byakugan, a ByakuSharingan. And the reason why I say that this could be possible for the far future is, first of all, look at our protagonist, right, in the new Boruto franchise. You have Boruto and Sarada, right? Potential love interest for each other, maybe, question mark. I know not a lot of people are a huge fan of that, but Boruto also has some other love interests, but realistically, if it's to be someone, it's probably going to be Sarada and Boruto. And you already know that they both contain these dominant dojutsu traits, which they could pass down to a child. Now, because they're both heterozygous, you know, one dominant, one recessive, if you were to do an actual Punnett square and actually look at it, what would genetically most likely happen, it would be like a 1 in 4 chance of getting a ByakuSharingan by combining the Byakugan and the Sharingan. It'd be like a 1 in 4 chance that you actually get to see the ByakuSharingan, and like a 50-50 chance that you get a Sharingan or a Byakugan. But more than likely, they'd probably take this route. That's probably what the fans want to see, and it's definitely possible for the far future. I don't know, I just thought it's something that kind of came to my mind, and I was kind of wondering why we haven't seen it before, but maybe they've been holding on to it, maybe they haven't even thought of it at all. Let me know what you guys think below. If you guys like more reviews like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.